Hello, beautiful souls. I wanted to jump on just to say that chanting mantra does not mean that you've joined a cult. It is not really that weird, and yet I get that from the outside it can seem weird, and it was super weird to me. I'm 52-ish now, and I went to India for the first time when I think I was about 26, 25. Maybe even younger. And I wasn't really so much into this at that time. And so when I was in India, I remember looking at people that were chanting and just thinking they were a bit crazy, thinking it was a bit cultish. And, I'd seen people walking around doing Hare Krishna chants in the cities back in the UK. And so I get it, and there have been stories, obviously, of ashrams and, places where spiritual leadership has been very less than the highest. So I totally get that we can have some fear around that and definitely some misunderstanding and some not knowing about it. So I wanted to just demystify it a little bit, because it's quite funny when I talk to people about doing kirtan or mantra or incorporating, and singing. And we're so very good at lying down and being passive in these things. So lying down and having, crystal bowls or gongs or a beautiful sound journey. And there's nothing wrong with that. They are amazing. But it's a whole another level when you are participating in it yourself. Doing mantra and song and chant is sound healing from within. You have the intention, you create the sound, you feel the vibration from within you out, and you are then transmitting, becoming this part of this beautiful loop of receiving and transmitting this incredible energy into the world. So mantra, in its sort of simplest form, is shaking you and waking you into a particular vibration. And I always sort of use the example Om Shanti, because a lot of people know the mantra Om Shanti, and it really means an active form of peace, like generating peace. And so when we chant Om Shanti, we're not just putting out a prayer for peace. We are shaking, which is amazing in itself, but we are shaking and waking and activating a peace vibration, a frequency in us which starts to resonate to make you feel peaceful, right? And you are radiating that out for the benefit of the highest good of all. How winning. So once we start to demystify what mantra and chanting is all about, it just becomes incredibly powerful. And the sages knew this, and sound and mantra was really, and breath was at the very foundations of yoga and practice before we westernized yoga in a lot of senses and made it more the asana, more the physical practice. So, you can see that there is so much rise in sound healing. If you're on social, you'll see so much coming out now around sound and singing and chant, and it's wonderful. But I want to invite you to really embrace the participatory aspect of chanting and mantra and singing, as opposed to just receiving, because it is so incredibly powerful. Imagine chants that shake you into a frequency of abundance and love and beauty and attraction. There are chants for all of this, right? And it doesn't mean you've joined some weird religion or are suddenly going to go off somewhere and, get lost forever. It just means that you are making use of this incredible technology, which has ancient wisdom. There's so much I could share about this. And, the call for me this year is to really step up and offer more of this mantra infused into songs that I had channeled through my deep connection to source and to country, that were incredibly healing when I've been traveling in different parts of the country and different parts of the world, and to combine that with incredible touching and evocative melodies, and to combine that with the incredible breathwork, the pranayama of potent breath work, which is again incredibly healing and activating for our own whirlpools of well-being on every level of our being. So I would love you to explore mantra, be open a little bit more to it. And if you would love to dive into it, then I'm running an event this Saturday at my beautiful home. See a little bit out there in the garden. If it's wet, we'll be under the lotus bell tent. If it's not, we'll be around the pool with a beautiful floating mandala. And you get a chance to really immerse in this and find out for yourself the absolute magic and potency of mantra, song, and breath. I'd love to see you there.